if I go here, yeah, then that's on, right? Yeah. I feel like that's correct. Like we're in the right place. People can hear me, I assume. Good afternoon, good afternoon, and dude, fellas. Wow, Sawtooth Turner absolutely re-kickstarting the Sawtooth. We are. Is it even noon? We're 20 seconds into the screen, and he drops a 50. In between the last time we were here and the time that we're here now, mostly due to the man, the myth, the Sawtooth himself. 117 memberships rolled off between the last live stream and this one. And the week before was 89, I think. And they rolled off like Thursday. So in 8 days, 200 memberships rolled off. So we're he's kicking the Sawtooth right back up. So I was I was trying to figure out. So we have camera 2 and camera 3, and I've been trying to figure out where camera 2 and camera 3 are supposed to go. Camera 2 is right here today. I already don't like it because it's right at the periphery of my vision. It's just right above my vision, and it's kind of driving me nuts. So we'll see if I can ignore it. Also, the color. Look at the color saturation here, and then look at the color saturation here. That's the difference between a camera made to do this and an iPhone 8, which is probably so old that I don't know if it could survive if it was not connected to power all the time. Oh, hey, I almost missed Jimbo with a 10. We're clawing our way back. I was lamenting about this in a members post, so if your name is green, you've already seen this, that there's nothing that can be done. Okay? Here's how YouTube works. If you're a creator, this is how it works. If you give it your all and you focus on trying to make content that has some sort of level of quality to it, it doesn't matter. It absolutely doesn't matter. You could churn out crap. Hey, what? Oh, all right. So Zimba and the Sawtooth just combined to cancel out the whole drop off for the previous week. This, guys, look. Here's how it works. When summer starts to begin, hey, hit Bonita Creek. I see that one. When summer starts to come in, what happens is people start going places, I guess. Like they go outside, they go on vacation, they do whatever. So here, look, you don't have to give me an excuse to whiteboard. I'm just gonna do it. Okay. I love my little recycling trash can full of pens. So look at it just drawn in the 50. Okay, so how does this go? It goes Jan, Feb. Oh, I already May, June, Jule, Aug, Sep, Oct, Nov. I knew it. I didn't leave myself enough room. So we're going to have to go Dec, Jan. Okay, you're not going to be able to read that anyway. My writing is terrible. Okay, so we've got right about here, and we've got right about here. So middle of March, so this is the year wrapping around it. Hey, Mr. Hurley with the 5. Thank you, Mr. Hurley. Here's what happens is if this is views, okay, this goes along like this. So up here it's like this, and then they start to go like this, right? And then they go, and then they come back up right about like that. That's what your annual views look like on YouTube, right? So this is a variable represented by X. This is like X minus, I would say a third. Views drop by like 35%. And there's nothing you can do because this graph, as crappy as it is, if you were to write in any year, if you were to write in 2022, 2023, 2024, 2020, every one of them looks like this. And also, to add the insult to the injury, we will have this will be represented by a $sign, right? Particularly from, say, the middle of October to about the first 2 weeks of January, right? That's where the $sign is. That's there. And then when you're down here, this is $sign minus, again, about a third. So you're going to get 30% less views, and then they're going to pay you 30% less per view. So the amount of money here and the amount of money here, what we do is we hope for people to just get crazy loose with their money, like these kooks over here that are funding all of the extra dumb stuff. AdSense covers keeping it going. Like, oh my God, what one was I just working on? Every time I pull a rig down off a rack, I'm like, oh my God, it needs this much maintenance. I have this much stuff to do. Because I, again, had mentioned this in some other sort of online social media where I said the only way to keep this going is to never think about it. Don't think about what you're waiting to do. Don't think. The whiteboard contains 7 days of stuff on it. And that's as far as I plan ahead. It's that 7 stuff. And even that is flexible, but I can't plan further ahead. I can't worry about stuff that's not done. I can't worry about stuff. 7 days. I know what I'm doing tomorrow morning. I know what I'm doing. Well, I know what I'm going to try to do right now. That's honestly all that matters. This is for inspiring me to build, or rather assemble a rig. Builder's Kit 3, Warlord, Turbines, Tusks, Secure, 9 55. Yeah. That'll beat any RTR you could buy, certainly for the same money, if not for more. Does 50 equal 250 in your pocket and an impact in the algorithm, or just 250 gifted? I think I get 80%. I think the cut is 80%. YouTube takes 20. But like if you wanted to go with some alternative funding source like Patreon offers no protections basically to anyone. Anyone could decide to charge back a Patreon gift at any time, and the person who it was gifted to bears the brunt of all of that. So your money is passing through Google before it gets here. And if you want to try to get money back from Google, good luck. Mr. Hurley has, see, we've got Big Finger. I feel like Big Finger is too big. I'm more on board with Tiny Finger. So now I don't have to point at things with a stick. So look at this. And I went with green. It came in a whole pack of them, and I can get really far away. I can point all the way over here. People paying YouTube 30% is kind of nuts. Wouldn't PayPal be better? Yeah, I mean, YouTube takes 20, and I'm sure the government takes another 20. Yeah. I've suggested Mr. C set up Zelle so he can receive 100% immediately with no takebacks possible, but he's not interested. I'm really not. Like, I don't trust most forms of online banking because there's no such thing as free. So if they're doing it for free, they're the white white finger is right there. It's real big. Like, this. Also, I put a stick in it, and I don't think I made the stick long enough. Well, here's the thing. I did do you mean purple? I did an unintentional, God, what was it? What would we call this? About not quite a year ago, I said people don't gift memberships this month. So in one of the early months of 2025, we didn't do gift memberships. And it's real bad. It's real bad. YouTube definitely looks at channel memberships. If you have more channel members and you're doing at least an occasional bit of member-only content, YouTube loves that stuff. When I said no gift memberships, everything fell. The bottom fell out to the tune of close to 60%. Impressions were down, views were down, everything went down, and it could not be coincidental. Because as soon as I said, okay, people, put gifted memberships back on, it just started climbing right back up. And it was climbing back up during the current doldrum time, the downswing. If I wasn't a stats guy, it is. I almost missed a question about the pickle. Yeah, it is on Amazon. It is the yodeling pickle. I think if you search for yodeling pickle, you will find it. It's horribly annoying. So either don't put batteries in it. I would just say don't put batteries in it. I maintain my membership regardless of my activity level. This channel and the Discord channel have been invaluable for ideas and help. I choose to keep paying into that. Yeah. So yeah, Mr. Turner and Zimba and Jimbo and Mr. Hurley, I'm telling you, during this time of year, we're already into it at April. It's like all the seasons have shifted, and so have the view numbers. Because it's not the season, I guess it's just, is it nice outside? If it's nice outside, people are going to go places. More annoying than the singing fish? Yes. It yodels for too long, and it has a little button on the back that will activate without provocation. It will just turn itself on, and then you're like, ugh. So I took the batteries out of it and told my wife that the batteries had died, because she bought me that pickle because she thought it was funny. And then every time her or my youngest would come out here, they would press the button and make the pickle yodel. And it started to have a real negative Pavlovian effect on me, to where I was like, I can't hear that thing again. I'm going to lose my mind. The Ramble Champion? I'll take it. Why hasn't a yodeling pickle been installed in the pickle with a button for it on the transmitter? I mean, that's what's in the pickle, is the yodeling pickle. I just put a screw right into the bottom of them. So what we're going to try to do is participate in a fiasco. When you were working with the Rock One body, do you have problems having the clip posts line up with the holes on the rear bumper and on the sliders? A little bit. I did a little bit. The best method is get them tight, tighten the screws, but not super tight, to where you can still wiggle those little pin guys, right? And then press it down onto your Phoenix, and you're going to find out that if one of those middle pins is off whack just the tiniest bit, it will make the rear not want to pop down. But it's correctable. It's correctable. If you did what most of us do, which just blast all the screws down, it will try to fight its way on. Yeah. And Eddie has been painted, but I still haven't even taken his window masks off. I'm gonna have to use the heat gun to get the window masks off because I waited way too long. I kind of slid him back onto his rack and just put him there. I have like detailing I want to do on the paint. So we'll see him soon. I hope. I hope. Reactor versus Wizard for part quality. Ooh, that's tough. I would put them right next to each other. Now, the Wizard has no molded parts at all. Everything is machined. So there's an edge there in terms of just how premiere everything is on it. But that J Concepts, I'm looking, it's right over here. I have no faults with it. It is truly excellent. Did I tell you that y'all that I got an SOA and 4-link to fit on a TRX6 with stock frame and links? Wow, because there's so much pinch. I can't imagine a servo wanting to articulate and not ram into things. I just tell people, save yourself the headache and don't try to go servo an axle inside C channels. Inside TRX4 C channels. Yeah, Eddie is indeed painted. Wizard was amazing to build. Wait. There's something that gives a Wizard... Oh, well, no, it's not a rock crawler. They're asking about the J Concepts reactor, and the quality of it is absolutely outstanding. Had to trim a bubble out of the lower part of the C channel, just the lower horizontal. Yeah, for where it passes through. Yeah, it's just so much. The TRX4 chassis has so much pinch to it that, like, when the servo is mounted crossways, it's almost the width of the rails. So, I just noticed that CKRC has over 12,000 subscribers in less than a year on the YouTube. Yeah, they're doing it better than me. My subscribership has never bumped at all. Like, I gain channel, everybody's like, oh, now that you've hit this number, it's gonna take off. And I'm like, not the way I do it. It's not gonna take off at all, and it has not. I pick up about 250 subscribers a month every month for the last at least 3 years. I pick up about 3,000 subscribers a year. Because right around this time last year, I hit 10,000, and this year I'm at 13,000 and change. It's like clockwork. So we are going, because, okay, I don't know how to frame this. What does this say? I don't know how to frame this. I have tires that need to be tested, and I have tires that I don't think I have anything suitable to test with. So, with the release of the Boss and the Baby Bumps, I said I need something to test those specifically. So I've had the tab open with the WRCC what have you rules open for some time now, and I consulted the man from Oklahoma, and I asked him if someone is going to run in, what do they call it? Sporty Mini, Sporty Mini? Is the UTB 18 a thing? And he goes, absolutely no one is going to run anything UTB 18 competitively. So for Sporty Mini, you're going to want an axle that will allow you to get a width with tires mounted around 200, 210 millimeters. And then we're, of course, limited to a 9-inch wheelbase, so 230 on the wheelbase, give or take. So I said, so he this is JP Wirt, of course. He sent me photos of people who have narrowed all manner of axles, including Vanquish F10Ps and people doing a whole lot of stuff. Never thought I would see the day. Oh, okay. No. We're going to build something with a 9-inch wheelbase, but there is zero mini or micro parts involved here. These are Boom Racing BRX 80 portals. This is the mount for a servo. This is the carbon framed OD3. Don't roll away. This is the AliExpress copy of the Asylum? Lunatic? Whichever. It's going to get a servo, depending on clearances. We've got an RS700. That'll probably do it. We've also got a big full size, if that may be. We've got an AG Innovations Ninja, if that is the one. We've got an Escape 70. We've got a Secure 120. We've got a Rhino 40. And then we have a whole pile of motors in every KV that you can conceive of, all the way from 1470 up to 2250. Yeah, OG mini class. So this is as mini as we go around here because there's nothing mini here. This is all, how do you mount this transmission? I typically use bag. Oh, not even a bag within a bag. What are we even doing? So I haven't used one of these carbon-faced OD3s yet. And it came with the chassis. Let's see what the chassis looks like. Oh, so the chassis has just got the, it's just got the holes. We're gonna mount it just like that. That's how we're gonna do that. Somebody, look at this. I mean, this is what China's given us. This is Delrin machined, and it's even got the little lip machine to clear the outrunner. Is that OD3 all metal gearing? Yes. Lightened too. They're all, that's pretty dark. How about this? Hey, that works. Yeah, all metal. They are pinned. They even put lock nuts on it to stop the screws from falling into it during transit. Yeah, so what we're going to have is the Link Olympics. The chassis is, I'm going to have to bring up a picture. Okay, I think it goes like this. And the front goes like this. It goes like that. So the only mini thing about is the name and the chassis length? Yeah. Sporty mini sporty, whatever they call it, because right down here waiting to be tested, we'll look at one of the mounted ones, is the 22475 Rupture. Like, if we have to, we can throw this on Dusty, but like, I feel like it needs, and then now there's the FYR, the Fire, coming out as well. I've got a number, well, the 425 tires are technically for this type of thing. So we're gonna see. We're gonna find out if we can do it, because like I have no idea how long the links are supposed to be. I do not enjoy working on SEX 2430 one bit, although I do like how they fit on my desk easily. But man, working on those tiny ass screws with 50-year-old eyes and dexterity is torture. Need some loaded dice type wheels for a sporty build. Now, I mean, here's the thing: if it's on a mini chassis, this is a deluxe. You know what? I'm gonna look it up. It's either the Lunatic or the Asylum. Deluxe Asylum. Come on, Deluxe. Yeah. Okay, so they bolt to the inside. I would say that is that. That one looks a little longer. Yeah, it's it's a lunatic? Okay. That helps. That'll help. I need the picture to know how I'm supposed to put it together anyway. A deluxe lunatic is only $2,000. Yeah, they do it. They do it a little different. The lunatic has like more braces on the sides. There's these little wishbone guys. Oh my! I look like I have corpse hands under this lighting. But yeah, so not even that. None of that part is mini either. Where did you get it? AliExpress. Which was the only place I could find it, and it was like I bought the gearbox, the chassis, and a set of the brass GRC clone knuckles and hubs for TRX4, and altogether it was like $90. Have you seen the D1RC Trans with dig? I have, but currently unavailable any place nearby. The chassis is deeper on the Asylum because for portals. Oh. You may have to shorten it and or drill out your own shock mount holes. I'd build it as short as possible to start. All right. Yeah, it doesn't look like, it doesn't look like that'd be a problem. This feels like 2mm carbon. It is indeed. This is 2mm carbon. Cutting that shorter and drilling holes in it is absolutely not going to be an issue. Will that transmission work on the Amazon cage? An OD3? Yeah. Because every OD3 that I've seen, that they usually come with a skid. Like this skid is specific to that chassis. But OD3s typically come with a chassis that looks something like this, just with holes in the bottom of it like that. But they also come with a 3-gear adapter, which just bolts on the bottom like that. And then you can mount it on any skid. Are those little pieces the whole chassis? Yes. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Because those Sporties, there ain't nothing to them. So let's just throw some pieces at it, see what it looks like. I don't even know. Okay, that has to be the front. Okay. Let's you know what? Let's see what we end up with. My OD3 didn't come with an adapter. I've never gotten one that didn't come with an adapter. I finally got to drive the Panther Cougars, and holy crap, are they amazing. Aren't they, though? Just amazingly good. The amazingness of times gone by. You know what? I don't need to follow any rules when putting this together. What is this mini sport class you speak of? It's in WR. Let me see. WRCC. I'm gonna misspell all this. I have it open on the other computer. That's not it. Maybe. Hard buddy class. Nope. I wish people could post links. Yeah, everything is a 3-gear. WRCCA. I missed a letter. Super class, pro class, mini class. There we go. All right. Let's do this. Right. All right. Vehicle wheelbase is limited to a maximum of 9 inches. Vehicle track is limited to a maximum of 9 inches. Wheel rim is limited to 1.9 or smaller. Oop, but you know, we're just doing it. Wheels may be modified for the bead surface does not exceed 1.9 with the tire mounted. With the tire mounted, no exterior component of the wheel, including but not limited to the bead lock ring, shall exceed 2.2 inches. Tires may be modified from other sizes using only pliable rubber. Vehicles limited to two-wheel steering on the front axle only. 1 ESC and 1 servo, limited to 1 motor. No driver-controlled devices. Vehicle body measurements must be greater than or equal to 6 3/4 long, 2.5 inches wide, and are 2 3/4 inches tall. Motor must be chassis mounted. Motor mount cannot be part or directly coupled on an axle. I can do most of this. So that's what we're going to try to do. Even though the first thing I'm going to test it on is a 2.2, because I'm not actually going anywhere to compete against anyone. Yeah, that rim would be too big. Well, it's not a 1.9, so it's not surprising. Those are old rule set. There's no track width requirements. Oh, hey. So you just you just get as wide as you want. What's up, everybody? Good to see everyone. Is it Monster Truck Day? No, luckily. How can 18th scale be micro, but that thing is a mini? Well, because there are no mini components in it at all. It's 10th scale axles, 10th scale electronics, 10th scale everything. Gates are 11 inches wide. Yeah, which is probably why you don't want to go too wide. So here's what we're starting with. BRX 80. Why not, right? And I mean, we can loose fit everything, but I'm probably going to have to disassemble this axle because all of the Boom Racing axles come with a reverse gear in the rear axle. So my axles are going to rotate in opposite directions. Man, they're good looking though. I tell you what. Yeah. Ooh, that is interesting. No. Hexes is extra. We find some hexes. Anything I can do to put off the inevitability of the Link Olympics. See if the rules have a gate width minimum. Yeah. Shoot for a 330 wheel width. Get it real over square. Glad the weights I sent were used on Mrs. C's rig. Yes, they absolutely were. This thing is going to need some narrow hexes. What have I got that's mounted? Well, I mean, other than these. These haven't touched the ground yet. And this is just a regular offset wheel. Oh, another perfect. Look how perfect this works. Does that show up on here? Yeah, look at that. It's perfect. It doesn't fall apart. That is, on this rim, we're sitting at about 230, which means on a flat face, I'm planning on using the little flat face carbon guys. We should be right at about like a 210 wide or so. So hopefully I have chosen wisely. Only time will tell. Also, those hexes are probably too wide. But you know what? We'll get to that. This is for tire testing purposes. Kind of both. Like, I want something that I would consider more suited to test tires like the Boss, those 425 tires, even though I'm going to fit those 425 tires to things like Dusty and the usual 1.5 stuff. Yeah, class 1.25. I'm sitting there, I'm sitting looking at the vehicles. What's going to happen if Mrs. C wants one? We just won't show her this one. I'm not building a second one of these. It's bad enough that I'm going to have to order a second TI Fury, and I've never even driven the one that I have. It's not a Mini. There's literally nothing Mini about it. Except for the wheelbase. I mean, 9-inch wheelbase is pretty Mini. But, like, I don't want to deal with UTB-18 stuff. I have one here. It's been sitting in a drawer. Never really felt the motivation to do anything with it. BRX 80 portals is what the axles are. I thought about the 70s, and then I was like, if we go with a wheel that is pretty flat on the face, we should be able to get away with the 80s. Oh, he sent me the 26, 27 roll. Sweet. I like that this thing is all... Okay. What are we thinking KV-wise? I don't even know what the portal reduction is on a Boom Racing axle. I didn't even pay attention. And I think I'd have to scan a QR. Yep, scan the QR code for the instruction manual. Like 4,000. Are we still Hugo-less? Yeah, it's been what, 2 months? Need total gearing before KV? It's all sitting right in front of you. That's an OD3, which is basically geared for straight axles. And then we've got portals. And unless there's no portal reduction, I would be thinking 2,200. So 1,800, probably safe. I've got all the way up to 2,250. What's the FDR? My brain can't hold all of this stuff. OD3. Using a 12-tooth pinion, gear ratios are 9 to 1 front, 12 to 1 rear. That's not right. It says gear ratio 3.66 to 1, but I don't think that means spur and pinion included. He didn't like being called the Spaniard. I mean, he was the Spaniard, though. Have you tried the D1 RC dig trans for Vanquish? I don't think that's a thing. D1 RC does have an LCG dig gearbox, but I've only seen it in pictures on the internet. It basically looks like a Nod 2 with a dig on the back of it. Why not just a Mini 16? Well, that's not going to fit because that would be sticking way out here. Like the shocks are attaching here. I need to get some nuts and bolts on this thing so I can see what I'm working with. I need a bunch more 8s. What I have to reprogram myself about is people are going to keep harping on the mini thing. As much as I want to kick him in the face, I just have to realize that a mini and a micro are two different things. And you can see with your eyes that I'm oh, okay, so no portal reduction. So probably 1800. So an 1800 is probably fine. We can get away with an 1800 because we also will take into account that typically we're going to be using a tire like 4 1/4. If it's not a mini, can we call it a Mickey? I was calling it Lowly, which is the worm that drives that Apple car in the what is it? Is it Bernstein Bears? But Mickey is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. All right, I don't think I can mess this up. Well, I mean, I sort of can. Put some like truly Nolan style little mouse ears on the bug. We're just gonna pick random holes here. So yeah, I'm building a mini apparently. And the whole time that I'm doing it, just think, they run this chassis with like this tire. There really is nothing to a sporty, like where do the electronics go? There's nowhere to mount anything. Where does everything go? Oh, we're gonna find. That was what I should have done. Honestly, after my past week, I am it's a petite full size. Richard Scarry did the worm driving an apple. Yeah. If you're out here expecting me to remember everything, then you're gonna be you're gonna be very disappointed. Those are 66 wide, and those are 65 wide. And the span between this is like 69. Yeah, they go on the inside. They go on the inside. No electronics. You push it through the gates. Interesting. We're gonna try. We're gonna try a different method. We're gonna put some electronics in it. Yes, these definitely mount to the inside. I can't believe I found that. Yeah, the worm's name was Lowly. That part I do remember. I don't know why. What my brain chooses to retain is... But I have to say, I do like Mickey because it's not a mini. I mean, it is, but it isn't. The Crowder Canyon on tusks versus pins. The statement that I stand by, my default is, if you have no concerns in your mind or your heart about appearances, a pin tire is going to provide the absolute maximum amount of grip, forward drive, maneuverability, everything. It all comes on a pin. If you care about your tires looking like tires, then, in my opinion, this is an opinion here, because we have certainly tested tires that have scored higher. I contend that the J Concepts Tusk is the best tire money can buy that looks like a tire. Because the J-Concepts Tusk, all other tires taken into consideration, has proven to be exceptional at every size on every vehicle that you mount it to. This is why, as I've said here and other places vocally, you can buy the J-Concepts Tusk in basically every size that they make a wheel in. 0.7, 1.0, 1.3, 1.9, 2.2. You can get class 1s, class 0s, class 2s, LP 525s. You can get full-size 575s. I cannot think of another tire out there in the wild is available in as many sizes as the J-Concepts Tusk, because the Mickey Thompson Baja Pro XS, the dot legal version of the Baja Pro, just works. I should try the Tusks so I own the trifecta. Yeah, you gotta have some Tusks. If you've never used Tusks before, man, they are that good. There are some vehicles here running Tusks that I wouldn't change for anything, knowing that there are tires that have more traction or are more specifically suited to one thing or another. Like this one might be better on sand. This one might be better on wet rocks or mud or what have you. So worse to beat is scaled Tusks pin than hieroglyphics. So worst to best. Hieroglyphics have a big asterisk next to them, because if we're talking about tires like Panther Cougars, Proline Hammers, Chisels, Sedonas, tires like that, look at what they look like. They're like big, pillowy beach balls, and many of them are filled with genuine, real deal memory foam, actual memory foam. You know how many tires today say they come with memory foam? No. There are 3 sets of tires in this building that have memory foam in them. And that memory foam is noticeable, but those tires are all like this. Then just look at what a pin tire does, shaped like this. Nothing on the sidewall. This is where they're getting all their grip from. I think the maximum amount of grip is out of a pin. And they both have arguable fitments. It's a tough call for me as to who is at the very top. Is it the pin or is it the hieroglyphic? And when we talk about pins, what do we mean when we say pins? Because geologic infections aren't, I call them pin bars, because they're not really a true pin. The only true pin, is there's a monster truck tire that's just like a true pin. Because like even S4 comp pins, I mean it's pin-like, right? But it's really still like squares, right? Those are like little squares. These guys are step pins, but they're square. I mean, it's definitely still a pin. But because a rupture is a hieroglyphic, hammers, chisels, Sedonas, rovers, I don't know. Yeah, J-Concept beach ball pin with the pins all the way down the sides. That's what I'm talking about. And we got into the hobby around October of last year, but I'm diving in as fast as possible. That's the way to do it. This mini predates scale competitions like Sorka. 361 gearing plus 44 2 spur, so 1339 times 375, as there's no reduction at the portal. That's 50 to 1. Yeah, 1800. That's in 1800 territory. Could actually get away with like a 2200. So we're going to slap. We've not tested this yet. This is products of the Sawtooth again. This is the Sawtooth coming through again because he asked if there was anything we needed around here. And I said, GoTech now has, well, you know, who knows who actually makes it. Could you? Thank you. This is the 1850, and they also make an identically sized 2250. So a 2250 in the 3625, I'm all about it. So I think we're gonna go with the GoTech. GoTech 1850, which, if you've done the math, is a little bit more than an 1800. It's slightly more. I gotta remember to get these. Removing these lock nuts is probably a good idea. Honestly, the flat carbon fiber plate on this is easier to work on than the full body one. Because, well, I mean, why wouldn't it be? Everything's just out in the open. It's not a ton easier, but it is easier. We'll put a pinion on it later. Whoo! That might require a little bit of Dremeliering once we figure out where this thing is going to sit with the pinion. Because this motor is... Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. We're clear. We're going to be going to the dull color camera a lot. Yeah, this is why we're not looking at like a Fusion Mini 16. That thing would be out here. That's real short. You're hard pressed to get shorter than that in a 3625. Good tires make all the difference. Little toys cars on rocks and big on pavement too. Even it's true. Would a Hobbywing 10BL80 be that much of an improvement with a Holmes brushed motor over a 1080? It kind of is. If you have a 1080 G1, the old one, if you have the non-G2 1080, I would say go for it. Also, because then it's basically you change the programming and you can plug an outrunner into it. Just for that versatility. I am slowly replacing a lot of mine with 10BL80s. Also, you have the added bonus of drag brake on the fly. I just placed my Delintis with Continentals, and man, it's like a whole new car. Continental makes a good tire. Continental doesn't give enough love. I love Continental bike tires. Oh, American B2's on his way out. He's got responsibilities. We'll be here. We'll be here being irresponsible. 10BL80 on 4S is as close to brush fusion as you can get. Yeah, there's also that bonus. 4S. The twins run full-time 4S, 20-turn big blocks, and 10BL80s, and it's really good. It's really, really good. Not that I would recommend that anyone, like, actively just go out and do that. I mean, we know. We know. Fusions and this stuff. Escape 32 with a pancake or a Fusion. Oh, by the way, Hobbywing Elite in the Origin is the way to go. I mean, I would have, but I had to buy 2 of them. So we're on Pros, and I have no intention of running 4S, and the wife would not know what to do with switchable drag brake. If I give her the option to turn drag brake off, she would assume that she broke something. I have an Elite on the pickle, and it's really great. I'm not mad about it at all. That was where I had to steal one of the pros from. Building up the monster. The monster's done. I recorded so much. I recorded the entire build series in 2 sessions. Why is the Elite? Well, because the Elite has got bigger BEC. It's got 4S capability. It's got the ability to deactivate drag brake. If you were building one, here's for the coffee drink. I'm back to work. We'll keep it playing in the background. I thought the Elite was perfect for the 4-link Wizard. I believe that when they made the Cherry Bomb to go in the 4-link Wizard, it is unquestionable that their intention was the Fusion Elite. I mean, to refresh the memories of those who don't remember, I will walk to the other side of this wall. I will grab this off of its hook. I will remove the 2 body clips from the body. Try to tell me, some battery's still in there. Try to tell me that that motor was not what they specifically intended. It fits perfectly. And it will not. Well, won't fit a chassis mounted steering Wizard? No. Asterisk. You could make it, but the way the intermediate. Hey, if only you had a chassis mounted steering Wizard where you could show them, wouldn't that be amazing? Instead of just gesticulating wildly with your idiot hands. So on the chassis mounted steering Wizard, you might see the clearance between this shaft and that plate is about 1 millimeter, and the motor is right there. So, do you see where this shaft goes up? If you move the whole T-case over and omitted the carrier bearing, you could maybe get an Elite in there. But a pancake, like you can fit about a 35, then there's this bracket here. You can get about a 35, 32 in there, max. This thing was designed for like 35, 30, 35, 32. And, I still maintain, driving the 2 of them side by each, as I have done, I still contend that this one is easier to drive. This one, I think, can go farther, but it's just less forgiving. I'm blocking the shot. This is less forgiving. This is just easy. I mean, as soon as you put the servo on the axle, things get a lot easier. I put the overall edge in total capability to the chassis mounted. I don't know if it's the weight, because obviously some of the weight is shifted around. You're going to pick up a little bit of weight going to an Elite over a Pancake and a 70 or a 120. But I don't even know if I have a preference. It's just, it tickles me that they are such different driving experiences. They're very different, despite being essentially the same thing. If you turn the drag brake on the Elite to the lowest setting, will it coast? The way I have mine set up, I have mine on an RC6. Do I have an open RC6 near my body? I do. So I have it set to this switch. Was that the receiver? Yes. I have it set to this switch right here, or it's this one. Either way, it's on a 3-way. This is drag brake at 100%, and this is drag brake at 0. So when I'm out on the trails, I just flip it like that, and then it just coasts. And you probably wouldn't be surprised, but when you have all that vehicle, if you're not trying to rock crawl it, if you're just driving out in the open, and trail rigs, at least mine, are not geared to go phenomenally fast. So if you're doing like 4 miles an hour, which is typically where I'm going around, if I release the trigger, the rollout, it rolls for about 6 or 7 feet and then comes to a stop. So it doesn't like, now we're used to, in the go fast world, no drag brake. You release the throttle and the thing will roll for 50 feet because it was doing 25 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour. The coast down from 4 miles an hour to a stop is like a stride's length. But I have noticed that it does positively impact fuel economy. You can go further per battery because there's at no point is it ever trying to drag brake. Now, the only questions, like we're going to see what happens. I should have kept that picture open. Did I? No. Oh, there we go. Okay, links to the outside. Front links to the outside. Now, the front links on this. Front uppers are going to be a problem, I think. Because I don't have a big spread out guy. These front uppers are probably just mounting right together in the middle. You know that this thing wants some sort of offset pumpkin. If I go to the outsides of these and just use a really long bolt, we'll probably be fine. We can incorporate some spacers if need be. Some racers run 10 to 20% drag brake. Yes, this is true. But 10% drag brake at 25, 30 miles an hour is going to feel like no drag brake to us on a crawler at 5, 6, 7 miles an hour. Now, of course, I get into my own head about it. Scan this QR code for the manual. I get into my own head about it, and I'm like, well, if you did put elites in both of them, then you could switch your drag brake off and just not tell her about it. Please don't make me go read the manual. I just want to put things together. Right now, I have a Skier 1850 and the Rhino 80 with an AGFRC A73. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I have the Secure 3625 and the Secure 120 and A75. Go big, you know. Big A75. Oh. 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 That's the rear axle. Huh? I can't even pretend that I know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm doing it. I'm scanning the QR code. It's come to this. That QR code is mushed. It worked. BR 955 026 BK. What? I don't have those holes. So they've got this piece, and they showed this piece clamping on like this. This piece does not go to this. But that piece can just bolt right to that. Okay. All right. All hope is not lost. I think I just don't know what I'm doing. As long as I maintain that, UPS should be delivering package to you. Yeah. I keep getting notifications that something is on its way, but our UPS is, they operate on a we'll get there when we get there sort of philosophy. Who knows? They might show up. They could show up at noon. They could show up at 7 p.m. I bought a squishy banana to send you for scale, but it's smaller than a normal banana. I wanted to take a picture of it. We were at the grocery outlet, which is one of my favorite places because you can get cheap salad, which allows me to eat salad and not feel like you have to be a rich person to eat salad. And they have these tiny, the biscuits that you bang against the side of the counter and they pop open. They have these tiny ones that are legitimately like that tall and about that big around. Like a little bigger around than like a toilet paper tube, but only like maybe 3 inches tall. I think it might be 3 or 4 biscuits in there. And I wanted to have the kid hold a regular can of biscuits, and then I would hold the mini can of biscuits just to give you an idea of how big my hands are. But the kid didn't seem that enthralled by it. Kids are no fun. So I didn't need any of that. I didn't need to scan the QR code. They tried to trick me. You just put 2 screws through this bracket like this. And then that just literally just bolts onto that part. I had to spend like $16.99 to get this part. Had I, if I had ever seen these before, I would have just slapped that part on there. Is that the sawtooth with another? Does that say 50 again? I thought it said 20. Okay, so that's 100. So I'm like dropping stuff everywhere. That's crazy. Let's see if he gets any of the Dodgers. Pro Raptor, seen that name before. Just going. Look at that. He is the sawtooth. That's crazy. The drop off next month is going to be insane. Well, no, because Sawtooth Turner participates in these kinds of crazy activities, it's just kind of put us to where we were. So this sawtooth will bump up a tiny little bit higher. That's neat. You can feel it, right? Can you feel it in the air? Can you feel me decreasing everyone's chances of winning the giveaway? Yep. Sawtooth Turner doing it. Yes, they still do have to be here. It will be interesting to see if there are more people on the wheel next week than there were for the last one. The video is actually up. I usually do it the Thursday before, but this time around it's up on Tuesday because I wanted to leave myself wiggle room in case I make changes. Before the giveaway day. I don't. Yeah, one. It is. Yes, we're over 150. course they face opposite directions. I hate that. That's kind of snug. Oh, yes. Got it. Sir Turner of Sawtooth. I can't get green anymore after years of being green. Nap time. Guy's taking a nap. Guy's taking a nap at 1 o'clock. That guy's living fancier than all of us. Fortunately, I can't. Well, I can. Just gotta get it started. I should have done this one first. You know what I should do? In the spirit of, yeah, but he lives right down the street. It's the same time for him that it is for us. I can't tap this one, and that side does not want to go on. Good God. It is fighting me something fierce. So I need a grabber. That's Hugo's incognito account. Only a Spaniard would take a nap. I don't remember the last time I napped. I was talking to the wife and I said, I don't ever nap. And she goes, you're asleep in your chair all the time. And I go, unintentionally. I didn't fall asleep on purpose. I was watching something on the internet and thought I was awake. And then the next thing I know, I closed my eyes. And when I opened them, an unknown amount of time had passed. So I contend that naps are intentional. And I don't nap. I black out in my chair for a period of time between 5 and 30 minutes. Yeah, until you wake up and don't know what season and year it is. Yeah, you're like, what happened? Where am I? Has anything changed? These rod ends are hard as rock. I'm using up all my gusto. Whoops, went too far. My old man would say, take a nap and say I wasn't napping because he probably didn't. Yeah, the true time lapse. It's like going through a portal. I think I made that too short, but I do know which way the servo has to aim. Oh, man. My fingers are too big for these compartments. I used to hoard the little servo screws until I realized I had hoarded so many of them. I had like a lifetime's worth. One-way time travel. Yeah. I was just resting my eyes. Just don't nap or time travel while at work on a break. I try not to fall asleep when there are other people present of any kind, including the ones that I'm related to or were partially responsible for the creation of. I wait until no one's around, and then I black out in my chair. I grab the wrong screw. We're all time travelers and we never stop. That's true. We're only moving forward, though. Always moving forward. We never go back. Have you seen that guy in the white mask saying he's stuck in the future? No. Stuck in the Past would clearly be more interesting. What was that? That really hurt. That was right in the foot. Have we discussed it all? So, this year, I finished up something, and I was like, now I don't know what to watch. And it's called Bodies. And it's on a streaming service. I think it's on Netflix. And I was like, you know what? I'll give this a whirl. So I fired up Bodies, and I watched the whole thing in 2 days. It's pretty good. I thought that when they got to the end, and anytime time travel is involved, they got to wrap things up at the end. And I thought that no, not Three Body Problem. Three Body Problem is, I found it tiring. I was trying to get into it. It's the same way I felt about The Expanse. It's the same way I felt about, what's the one on Apple TV that takes place over like 1,000 years? Foundation. I don't want to get tired. I just want to watch something on TV, and to do that basically involves turning my brain off for an hour or so. And so far of what I've seen, and this is over the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks, I watched Bodies. I watched His and Hers with John Bernthal. That one was pretty good. I liked that one. I watched Wayward with Mae Martin and Toni Collette. That was okay. It was all right. It wasn't the best thing I've ever seen. I didn't feel like I got robbed. I watched The Beast in Me, Claire Danes. It started off okay. Got better in the middle. Really let me down at the end. Man. I just finished Bodkin with Will Forte. Takes place in Ireland. It was fine. I honestly don't remember much of it already, and I watched the final episode yesterday, and my streaming providers have they've taken note of what's happening, which is, if it has more than 8 episodes, don't even tell me about it. I'm not interested. Give me something 6, 7, 8 episodes, and I'm out. I don't have to invest any more time into that, as my wife is still slowly grinding her way through One Piece, which is an absolutely insane show, until she clicks over to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is, I'm keeping all these bags, which is maybe one of the most insane things I've ever seen. It's right there in the title, to be fair. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. No lies detected with that declaration. The Pit is 15 episodes. You mean Noah Wyle playing a doctor again? Didn't we already watch him play a doctor for a long time? My favorite Noah Wyle is either Falling Skies or The Librarian, because he seems so I don't know, anti-typecast. Yeah, I'm waiting to finish The Boys when the final season comes out soon, I want to say. Does wife watch Murder 2020, etc. No. She does watch a lot of true crime where it's like cults and the guy with 17 wives and he keeps them in a shipping container and stuff like that. So I'll be editing or doing whatever and just hear bits and pieces of it. And like, these people get away with crimes for decades. And most of them are not trying to hide it. And you're like, what is happening out there in the world? That, yeah, Tulsa King is good. Yeah. Okay. So, I have not watched anything related to Yellowstone or the Duttons or any of that stuff, despite the fact that I've watched all of the stuff from that guy, right? Taylor Sheridan, right? I think I've seen almost all the stuff, except the Yellowstone stuff, because I'm waiting for it to be done. When they're done and they've moved on and they're not making any more of it, and someone on Reddit posts up that thing that says, this is the order that you need to watch them in, then I'll give it a shot. But until then, I was watching Mayor of Kingstown. I've watched Mayor of Kingstown. I've watched Mobland. And I didn't know that Mayor of Kingstown was still going. And I watched an episode and it came to the end and it just went back, to the title screen. And I was like, wait, what happened? And then fast forward, we're still waiting for the next season. I did the same thing with Landman. I didn't know. I thought that was all they were going to make. And then I watched the first season and then waited a year to watch the second season. And will there be another one? Who knows? So I've gotten to where, aside from a few projects, like we're all still just sitting around waiting for Silo to put up another season, because I'll watch anything with Rebecca Ferguson in it. I watched precisely one season of Sons of Anarchy. And apparently I watched the correct one. And the only reason I watched it is because it had Henry Rollins in it. Because I was like, oh, kick ass, Henry Rollins. So I watched that season of Sons of Anarchy. And I've heard it said more than once that was like the best season to watch. I wouldn't know. Because some shows I have foolhardily invested time into, and then just out of a sense of, like, because I'm grumpy, I'm like, I've watched this much of it, I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to watch this all the way to the end. I tried to do that with the original CSI, and it just kept going and going and going. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. I have to stop watching this. So I didn't watch the last, 2 seasons of CSI, the original CSI. Now, this is going way back. I think there were maybe 2 or 3 people. George Eads, man. Nick Stokes. He stuck it out. The Kenan Thompson of CSI. Just got to keep that paycheck coming. That's how I felt with NCIS. This is never going to end. They're just going to keep doing this to us forever. Yeah. That is indeed how I feel about many shows. I watch YouTube more than anything. Same thing. I watch YouTube more than anything else. But I have something over on this screen that I'm doing, and then over here, there's just something going. And if I don't pay full attention to it, I'm not really going to lose anything. Not really missing out. I know a show is pretty good if it makes me, even if it's just for a few moments, stop what I'm doing on the other screen. And in fairness, the Claire Danes one, Beast in Me, it made me do that a couple times. And then it got to the very end, and I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed. Of all the limited series I've watched this year, I was not disappointed by any of them as much as I was by the post-climactic denouement of that show. It's like the writer was done, or they, I don't know, maybe they tested the ending, and then the people, they get the test screeners, which apparently you have to become some kind of an idiot. Because when they make these changes based on focus groups, God, they're never good. I mean, the only time that it's worked out in our favor is when the internet bullied them into changing Sonic. Because Sonic was like a sleep paralysis demon. And then they were like, make him look like Sonic! And then they did, and we were like, hey, you know what? This is okay. All right. It could be an optical illusion here, because that bracket should hold it in place. But I'm going to say that one of these is rotate. Yeah, that's definitely not a straight line straight across. This clamp is clamped with a little bit more caster into it. There's basically no caster at all on this side. That's just straight up and down. How does that work? Then we'll figure it out. I don't need to futz with that. Your show's my background noise as I build rigs? Hey, all right. I'm glad to be there. What is your preferred electric driver of choice? PS31? PS31. Bosch PS31, but only because I am pistol grip for life. I cannot use the inline configuration. I know a lot of people like the DeWalt gyro. I know people like a lot of... Everybody's got a preference, right? My preference is pistol grip. I'm stuck in with using this form factor of battery. I have like 10 of these batteries. This is a generic Amazon one. I've got the real Bosch in the 2 amp and the 3 amp. I've got the Dremel ones because the Dremel has a line of tools that uses the same exact battery. And also, I want to use this for everything. I want to be doing that and then drop this out and take it and drill a hole and then take the drill out and put a tap in it and then tap that hole, all using the same thing. And I use this so much to the point where this is my second one because I wore the other one out. I started to wear the brushes down. And if the prices don't come back down, I might have to actually redo the brushes on this one, because when I bought this one, it was this combo for $100. And now they sell just this part for like $139, which is crazy town. This is going to be really short on here. Like really short. Bigger hole? Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da. We're definitely gonna this free rotates far too easily. We're going to need to set something into this. I've got a Ryobi 4-volt somewhere. I still have the Ryobi, the Tech 4, good old Ryobi. I had a whole bunch of the Tech 4 tools, and then just I got so used to the surplus of power. Yeah, the Milwaukee M12 is going to be basically the same as this exact thing there. Like, I have my other drill is, I mean, do you see a familial similarity? They just put an 18-volt battery on it. This is my drill holes, fix stuff around the house. Because I don't need, like, a proper drill. I need a hobbyist drill. Okay, so there's no hole in this, so we're gonna have to do it math ways. Okay, so this has a hole at. So what do we need? What's 9 inches? 228.6. Okay, so we'll shoot for about 230. 230. So that's at 250. So if we put it at 20 and 250, that should be right. 20 and 250. Bosch 5-in-1 FlexiClick. If I was buying another one today, the FlexiClick didn't exist when I bought this one or the one before this one, which I keep in the desk in the house in case I need to fix something small. I mean, it still works well enough. I had used that thing so much that all of this rubber was falling off. The FlexiClick actually looks pretty good. Maximum of 228.6. Oh, I didn't like that. You ever get that thing where you get a chill inside your body? I have a chill inside my body, everybody. My door is closed. The door to the outside is closed. If I had hair to stand on end, it would be doing that. Something is over in the pile of cardboard boxes by the door, and it's scratching. I don't like that at all. Yet I understand it. I understand horror movies. I don't want to go over there, but at the same time, I kind of want to go over there. And this is how people get killed. Yeah, I'm not that curious. I just opened the door. If whatever's over there scratching around wants to get out, the door's open, thing. I don't like that at all. That part of the, now that, oh, great. Yeah, probably a bird. I refilled the air hog chamber today. They've gotten it down to where they empty the whole bird feeder in 3 days now. 72 hours, and they eat everything in the bird feeder. And I filled it this morning, and word got out to the bird clan real fast, because as I walked out the door to come out here and start doing this, there was at least 20 birds just hanging out outside. And squirrels, too. We have 2 squirrels. Oh, could it be? Hey, where's the other one? I still hear there's something rustling over there. I feel a misplaced confidence having the door open. Oh, these are so floppy. Okay, don't move. Don't touch anything. Right as you said that, the dogs next door started howling. They know. I recently did a job where I thought the homeowner put his hand on my shoulder, turned around, no one there. Nope. Okay, there's way too much noise coming from over here now. I don't like this. I mean, it could just be a squirrel. Oh, well, now I'm looking over. Yeah, you can hear it now. Here's the deal. We have 2 big doors on the front of the building that open up because my table saw is on a roller. so I can roll my table saw over, and then I just open the doors and I just spew all of the sawdust to the outdoors. So the top half of the doors are acrylic, and I have blackout curtains over them so that everything in here doesn't just rot to pieces. I want to go over there and pull back that curtain, let some light in over there. But at the same time, I don't want to go over there. The axles I purchased directly from Boom Racing, and it took about 10 days because these are BRX 80 portals. And the BRX 80 portals are in stock in the U.S. warehouse. But the brass weights for the front were not. So they did what I would do if I was in the same situation, which is I would ship these to my U.S. warehouse with all of my other stuff and then ship it all together. And that's exactly what they did. Because they printed a label and then it just sat on label printed for about a week. Now I'm going to have a hard time walking in the shed again. Yeah, okay. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to get further. It's probably a chupacabra. I'm going to walk over there. And so that you know that I'm still alive, I'm going to keep talking. I don't see nothing. That somehow makes it worse, you know? So, the only windows in the building are on the doors in the front. So there's basically 2 windows. So directly that way, straight over that way, we go past the tire wall and we go over that way. It's just black over there, guys. There's no light over there, except for inside the cabinet that I built for my laser. It has an LED strip on it, and it's red. So there's just a dull red glow coming out of the darkness over there. It's not helping. It's broad daylight, and I keep waiting for something to come around the corner. This isn't halfway. Are Endura DRX shocks decent for a trail rig? I would not recommend them. Just to be completely honest, okay? If we're laying it out, if your rig is going to spend most of its time on trails, I would not go with the Endura DRX. I would get the 2 mods instead. Because I've been doing torture testing on the pickle, and the Enduras, I know a lot of people don't watch the experiment episodes, but you never know what gems you might mix. I just keep hearing rustling. The Enduras blew all their guts out. Well, not the entirety of their guts, but most of their guts out in one 4-mile trail run. The fullest shock was about 2/3 full, and all of the rest were around half. The 2 mods, on the other hand, have now done 2 trail runs, totaling over almost 10 miles. I want to say like 9.7 miles, and they've lost a tiny little bit of oil. And because they're on an Element platform, they are being run in the conventional position, which is spring down, so shafts pointing down. And they're doing really well. The issue here is the piston seals. I'm just looking that way. I'm just staring over that way. The piston holes in the 2 mods are very small. Like maybe either 1 millimeter or 0.9 millimeter, and they're only 2 hole, which explains why the 2 mods are so slow. So what is coming up on Tuesday, and I can tell you now, and you can watch it then. I drilled the holes out. I drilled the piston holes out to 1.6 millimeter, which is pretty big. I drilled them out to 1.6 and I filled them with 40 weight, and they feel just about perfect. Okay, there's a breeze. There's a breeze outside. Because I just heard a series of noises from that side that I really don't like. I want to go turn all the lights on. I am now... God, was that Drew Barrymore in the first Scream movie? Well, I have a sister-in-law that's a witch. Should I get her? She can come and cleanse the place? Man. I'm surprised the crows just aren't fully throwing stuff at the roof right now. How skid forward? Ooh. Okay. We know we want to get the skid well forward on this. It might just be an issue of just raising up the gearbox, because things like the OD3 really specifically want offset pumpkin. And we are centered. The rear will be no problem. But if I try to get this thing scooched forward, that drive shaft is going to want to go directly through the motor. Now, it's not really an issue to just, like, I could either build a spacer or just put two plastic or aluminum spacers and just space this thing up like a lot. Now I'm running through it now. How's the blind guy? The blind guy. Okay. Two notes. I've never seen the blind guy and Hugo at the same time. And the blind guy and Hugo haven't been here for about the same amount of time. He was supposed to come over about 6 weeks ago, and it was raining that day, and his father doesn't go to work when it's raining. I guess their plant doesn't run in the rain or something. And he didn't come that week, and he hasn't been since. So, I don't know. Maybe he felt that the curse was coming. And now we don't know if I'm making it out. The blind guy is secretly Consuela. Now, see, that is an angle that I had not considered. And I guess I should have. What are we going to do? I mean, that's possible. As we're mounting the links to the outside, I think was he sat at the end of the bench pretending to be Hugo? Or the blind guy is Batman. There are a lot of people that I haven't seen at the same time as the blind guy. So we've got a lot of options. He doesn't really speak Spanish. So, I mean, I'm just saying, he might not be Hugo. He might be blind but likes good hair, hence the relationship with Hugo for the L'Oreal. It's the L'Oreal connection. It's cosmetics, man. Cosmetics. Gets them every time. Just hope they're okay. Yeah. Well, okay. So, come aboard. Come with me. The wife asks me about, I don't know, a week or so ago. She goes, "Have you heard from him?" And I go, "Who?" And she goes, "The blind guy. Have you heard from him?" And I go, "No." And she goes, "Aren't you concerned?" And I go, "Not really." And she goes, "What's wrong with you?" And I go, "There's nothing, lady, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm a guy." I go, when he first moved up to the high desert, he used to live right down here in San Bernardino. And he texted me one day and he goes, yeah, I'm moving up to my dad's place in Desperia. And I was like, all right, man, cool. We didn't see each other or talk to each other over a year. Just like over a year. And then he texts me one Tuesday and he goes, hey, is it okay if I come over on Wednesday? And I go, yeah. And he came over and we hung out and we went out to lunch and we did the usual stuff, right? And my wife, she can't parse it. She can't figure out how it works. And I go, I don't think that this is unique in the spectrum of male relationships, of the relationship that a man has with another man. Like, they did a fantastic, when Travis Kelce was on Saturday Night Live, he did a sketch where the gays could basically rent a straight friend. And the guy's like, he doesn't feel drama. He goes, watch this. Hey, so I'm moving to Paris for like 7 years. And the guy's playing like Matt, and Kelsey's playing Madden. He's all right, cool, hit me up when you get back. That's exactly what it's like. Like, I've known my buddy Robert for 35 years. I've known him for 35 years. We might not see each other or talk to each other 3 or 4 months straight. And then we will hang out every day for a week. It's just how it is. So I guess there is no absence makes the heart grow fonder thing. We just, if life orients itself in such a way, we'll run into each other. So I know I want this a bit skid forward. I'm going to go right about there. So we want a front lower. Let's go like 65. 65 or 70. I figured this out recently. The wives just want gossip and they're mad that we didn't provide it. Yeah, we don't. Like, I don't know. It's not how I'm not wired that way. Also, and this is Veronica L from PetSmart. Has arrived for delivery. Oh, yeah. So I ordered cat food. Yes, RC Hub to me. I'm going to have to order more. Men be menning. Damn straight, I ain't wired to gossip either. Yeah, the thing that is getting worse as the years pass on is if I wanted to retain something, it doesn't matter. It's gone. It's absolutely gone. We talked about this on the Discord, that the Wordle. As soon as I click the little red box to close the Wordle, I already forgot what the word is. I have no idea what today's Wordle was. No idea. I'm in it for that moment, and then it's gone. And then everything else, too. Everything else. Do I remember what gear is in that, or that I've put into that, or what size pinion I put in something? No. I hang out with my crawler people more than my friends, or my crawler people more so my friends. Yeah, I think it's that one. I have a lot of older friends, crawler guys, so I do check on them, especially a couple guys with health issues and one had a heart attack. Well, that's different. That's different. I mean, the blind guy is like 40. I'm not worried about him. Let's go Element, if we can. Let's go Element, because every time I put in an A-main order, I order another bag. And now I have... Charles, you've seen the Wordle. It's on the Discord. You have 6 guesses to guess a 5-letter word. You've seen it. We know you've seen it. We just question if Charles's wiring is all connected. Oh, I don't even know if that's a 30. Oh my God. Okay. I might not be able to make a link that short. Well, I can make one shorter. I can make a 55. How short is a 55? Ooh. I don't think we can pass that drive shaft angle. I don't think I can skid it that forward. Doing drywall dumb is what I call it. Please don't ask me what I did half an hour ago. No idea. All right, these 30s. All right, what if I go to a different rod end? What if we can't have our first choice and we have to take our second choice? Ooh. Oh, hold on. I just had a flash. All right, I can do almost right around a 65. We'll go with that. My friends will text me, are you still alive if I'm not in communication with my friends for over a week? I was like, huh? Yeah. A lot of minis are BTA servo center-ish skid still works well. Oh, okay. So you're saying I can go further back. But being all right, I'm gonna okay. It's not a link Olympics until we've Olympicked the links. So let's throw one of these together and see what we're looking at. I want to say this is like 68. That is 0, please. 0. 7 mil. 7 mil. Look at the angle that skid wants the front lower links to point. Like that. Oh, so it does. I see. Now I get it. I'm starting to pick up what you're putting down. That they're expecting it to be skid forward. Ooh. That rod end doesn't look that good. Sounded pretty. Yeah, the more complicated the links are, the more I feel like I'm in my comfort zone. If things go too easily, I suspect it. We always do front first because the rear is just so much easier. Honest to God, if this only gives us a modest amount of issues, I'll be outright astonished. Here's the thing. This might be a mini in name, but it won't even be the most skid forward thing. I've got things with shorter front links than that. If this was an offset front, I do feel like we'd be easier. Yeah, something is wrong when it's too easy. Yeah. There's a couple spots here on the bench that are so dented, like right here. Can you tell that I've done that right there? Go like this a lot of times. Yeah. Now, did they give us Set screws? They did. Sweet. How we doing? How are we doing? See, oh, didn't hit the raccoon either. Mr. Sawtooth Turner and Zimba were going crazy with the gifteds. I'm surprised. Well, I mean, the usual people that didn't get hit. Didn't get hit. Hizzy. The raccoon. It's like they're hiding from it. Okay, drive shaft angles. Drive shaft issues are a future me problem. Let's just get it. Let's get it linked. And after it's linked, we'll see how we feel. Yeah, that thing really does want the links splayed way out. Huh. We can lock it back in. Benjamin with a 20. We're going to, and hit Bob Nibbles. That was Gray a second ago. That was, your boy Blue got one. I know that name. Jason Lumpkin, I've seen that name before. Chuck with a sniper shot. We won't know who Chuck Hurley hit because they were all flurrying down too fast. Yeah, it's got to be around 175 on the day. What was I doing? Oh, right. You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. This is all just a series of intersecting question marks. Is any of this going to work? I'm going to give the reactor another go tomorrow. It's not that bad, man. Wait. Raccoon? Give me a second. Give me a second to get this front link attached so that I can see if this is plausible with these rod ends or if I need to scooch the skid back. If I only have to build 16 links for this, I'll feel like we've won. I feel like that's probably going to work. And I'll just put spacers on the uppers. Now the drive shaft wants to go directly through the motor. But we can fix this. This is another one of those that would be completely fixed immediately by one of those vertical gearboxes. But this might be serviceable. This might be serviceable. I keep stepping on all the things I'm dropping on the ground. It's great. All right, hold on. Let me I cleaned this morning and I got it so nice and clean. It was really clean. And then I started doing what I always do. And now we are where we are. I'd really like to know how memberships get allocated. Like, will it eventually start giving them to people who have never watched the channel? I think it just goes across. I mean, hopefully, if there's something that YouTube is going to change, I'm going to lay hopes on this, is that they change it to where how it hands out gifts is weighted. I would love that. Because then, you know, like people that are active, people who have like watch hours, we already know that they're monitoring everything we do. So, like, put that to use. Don't just use all that data acquisition for evil. Also use it for good. Yeah, but they give it to all subscribers. There are people that I know for a fact have subscribed to the channel and maybe watched part of a video and never been back. Yeah, if you are a subscriber you have a chance to be given a gifted. No other weighting or qualifications on it. Oh man, I put all my servo boxes away. Okay, so what's about to happen, because this is going well, I don't want to rush it. I want to slow it down. We're going to slow it down just a little bit. So here's my hope. This is for the raccoon, because what we're hoping is we can convince him to stick it out, because trust me when I say this, sir, it's worth it. Okay? All right. So if anybody wanted a spoiler, do members get a free one as well? I think if you're already paid, I don't know. I don't think it will. See, my channel, my channel, like me, when I'm watching YouTube, I'm what's called a brand account. I don't even know what it means specifically, but I can't get gifted memberships if I'm watching something else and they're gifted out. I've learned this by watching Emily Hopkins, the harpist. I'm not eligible to get gifted ones. So, do you want to finish your reactor? Well, I'm going to say yes. So this is spoiler alert, because this video won't be up for around a week, okay? But don't gifted count as impressions like views? Oh, yes. I think they count even more. Did I schedule a video for 2 on a Friday? I meant to schedule it at 4. This is the 88 Snoop Nose. I pointed out in the video, you will find out that a lot of monster truck bodies are 12.5-inch wheelbase. I want to say this one's a 12.5 wheelbase. You have really got to do some work on the fenders. Yeah, I scheduled it at 2. I was supposed to schedule it at 4, but now I've just programmed myself to schedule it at 2. So I got it all finished. I got it put together. I got it wired. It's all good. Do branded accounts get to skip rocks? No. This hasn't even been outside yet. It's well, like, here's what we're working with. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. This is an 18-inch ruler. It's huge. Not quite over square yet. 405, and then tire to tire, end to end is like 480 something. But it's and also I'm in the compound, not just the huge chevrons, but the compound that it's made out of. But the steering angle's terrible. But you have to remember, it's fluid-filled open differentials. So it turns really sharp. I honestly think that the long wheelbase, to me, this looks right. The 10.75 wheelbase looks like a cartoon. I do not remember, I cannot recall what I was looking for, but I was digging in the bins and I found the absolute perfect thing. If you have one of these and your brain is wired at all like mine, are they both in? Yeah. Like, it's the tires basically start where his end. So it's really big. But digging in the bins, and I put it together, I don't know. You'll have to let me know, okay? If this makes you feel a certain sort of way, we can definitely hang out, which is where when I pull the trigger, it goes like this. I mean, if there's one thing that needs that, come on. I filmed the intro. I do not record on Fridays, but I recorded this morning because I recorded the intro for the ghost ride of this. This is just full Monster Jam. And the parts haven't come up yet, so you haven't gotten to see it fully assembled. The blue. So much blue. There's so much blue. It can do the thing. It's just under, hell yeah, brother. It's just under 9 pounds. Well, another purchase. I have no need of this. Well, God, as soon as I saw it, I had to have it, and I don't regret it at all. I don't regret it at all. It has been driven in a circle on the bricks right outside, basically to check steering. Yeah, 7 of the 9 pounds is tires. Yes, these are not remarkably light. I would genuinely say it's close to 1 pound per corner. This thing is not that heavy, honestly. It really isn't. And I went all the way and just wired up. I just put bullets, and they just plug straight into the battery. This is a race car masquerading as a monster truck. It really is. Because it was designed for that battery. It was designed to do this. And the chances of it actually getting raced against other monster trucks might not be absolutely zero, but did the directions get any better? No. The instruction manual, or as I believe the man from Scotland said, what did he call it, a puzzle guide? Yeah. I think puzzle guide is incredibly accurate for that booklet. It almost felt like it was deliberately being unhelpful at times. 228.6. Why don't we just flip it over to 9? Here's an instance where the Imperial System measure. Yeah, free puzzle book. Could you replace the pickle with it sometimes? Huh. I don't know. Probably. Okay. Now we're just going to guess. I'm going to say, well, I moved in a little. Right there. Very technical. 120. If we're 70 in the front, 120 in the rear, I'm absolutely fine by that. Those sound modules just sound off to me, like the sound was recorded on a phone or something. It's probably because they aren't big enough to... this is another one of those things. Much like how yellow looks better in person, or different colors look better in person or in the sunlight than they do in here. That thing sounds amazing. It really does. And I have definitely learned over time that they don't really belong on rock crawlers. A rock crawler is not the place for that sound module, but a J Concepts monster truck is 1,000% the place for that sound module. We need an 84. But we have an absolute crap load. Oh, wait. 85 high clearance? 85 high clearance. Now we got to find two that are the same. Oh, yeah. We're doing the dance now. That one's too long. Okay. Of course. And there we go. I need the second one of those. There we go. This is not going to happen. This is not happening. There's no way this is going to work. Yeah, cross RC with a diesel module. Yeah. Does 2 motors equal twice the battery usage? Now, if it holds anything similar to the one with the guy with dual outrunners here, then I would say no, because each motor is only doing half the amount of work. I think it's going to be like more consumption overall, but it's not going to like cut it in half. You know they make bigger speakers for the sound module? You better stop. You better stop it with that. That is the dual. So that one does have 2 speakers. And outdoors, it's loud. I use an 880 currently because I didn't know about the thing called clod stall. So if I experience that, don't rule out a future where that vehicle has 2 10BL80s in it. Because I would do that. I'm looking. There we are. So we'll see. Do I feel like all of the electronics in there are the final electronics for that? No. No. There's always room for, all I want is more. I turned it too far. Now I can't turn it back. Yeah, there is a scale aspect. Sound doesn't scale. I can't stand people who run sound boxes or loud Bluetooth speakers. That said, I do have a scale speaker box in a truck, but the volume is low. That's the only truck I have that I would put that sound thing in. Now, what would be a safe exception to my own self-imposed rule would be a horn. Like if it could go, burp, burp, amazing. I would want all my vehicles to have horns. I would hope to free up at least one channel on the receiver so every vehicle could have a horn. Yeah, it is 2 ESCs. Yes. And I was mentally incapable of doing it on an RC6, but because my dual motor is on an RC8, because an RC8 has it built in. But it has since been linked to a video of a guy that shows very simply, by using channel mixing and dual rate, you can just run, an RC6 will do it. So if I have to go to individual ESCs on this one, it won't be a problem. B2 Audio makes a 2-inch speaker for it. Oh man, and that thing's got the room. Whew. I had my usual burrito for lunch, and I am burping. It's something terrible today. Oh, it's a good one. Yeah, I tried setting up the RC6 to do dual ESC, and I gave up. And I just because I already had an RC8. I didn't buy an RC8, but the RC8 certainly makes it a lot easier. Yeah. Make a trailer for a big subwoofer. Make all the noise we want. Ugh. Ugh. And now my allergies are coming for me too. I scraped all of the stuff into this box. Hopefully including 2 set screws. There we are. And there we are. There's no way. There's no way this is going to go on the first try. There's a ship foghorn on Alex. Well, these are all angly too. Okay. I'm going to guess this is one of those ends that isn't actually 7. 7.3. Then pop the other one in. Then measure it. Don't measure it before you put it in. That'd be crazy. Absolutely be crazy. Who thought, you know what? 9-inch wheelbase. I mean, I'm here for it. We'll figure out how to adapt life to centered pumpkin. That's perfect. Well, I mean, we'll see where it comes out. As long as it's close to 228.6, I will consider it a victory. Just staring at the gearbox. And I'm thinking to myself, how do we do this? And I'm wondering what length shock we're going to end up with. Because honestly, I thought it was going to be way more laid back than this. These are actually reasonably close. Is it weird that it doesn't look... is it weird that it doesn't look hilariously short to me? That doesn't look that small. I mean, if we plunked something full size down next to it, I guess it would suddenly look very small, but... Oh, how close did I get? Oh, let's get it to the millimeter. It might not be centered. No, it's all right. It is 232. So yeah, it would have to be 80s. At least I would think 80s instead of the 85s in the rear. Or alternately, maybe just don't worry about it. Like, it's never going to be actively competitive. It is here to test 425 tires, basically. So we would need this guy raised up about maybe the height of this. Is this too high? That's too high. I have some foam. Where's my foam? That's pretty good. Right about there. Yeah. All I got to do is figure out how to make a drive shaft magimorph through a motor. Yeah. Shocks would either need to be very short or leaned over. It's probably going to be 80s. The UTB 18 has a 229 wheelbase. So I'm slightly longer than that. Actually, now that we're lifted, I am at 229. So it was past where the suspension would go anyway. So you know what? I think we're actually okay. If I put another little piece of foam on that, like where do they measure the wheelbase? At what point in the travel of the suspension do they measure the wheelbase? Because now, like if I angle that rear axle, yeah, we're at about 229. I think 229 is probably fine. It's leaning a little bit right now, though. Yeah. Yeah, probably drill a shock hole right about there. And I'm guessing 80s. I'll have to figure out a way to mock it up. The only thing running through my head is trying to figure out what to do about the gearbox. I mean, the simplest is obviously just raising it. I would have to raise it a fair amount, like almost a lot. If I want to stick with this gearbox, I'm going to have to raise it about 14 millimeters. I guess that's not that much. They measure at full compression. Oh, twist it? Well, the rear definitely doesn't have any issues. And the front, I don't think the front has any issues. I see the Cubs are starting to play better, unlike the Orioles. We're having a rough start. But twist the gearbox. I see what you're saying. I'm doing that thing. Yeah. Angle it. Oh, you mean just like this? I've done that before. There might be enough room. Does that just put it in the same exact spot? Yeah, that puts it in the same exact spot. But further back, I got to change gears anyway. I don't think you'd have to actually angle it very much. I might still have a little Rhino drive shaft that we can use to determine how much we'd have to twist it. That's what I should have used to build my front links. I should have just used this tiny little guy. All right, what am I doing? Yes. It's probably pretty close. How did I do that? Okay, adapter plate, I think. Adapter plate gets it done. I don't think we even need to, I don't think the angle needs to be super severe. That drive shaft angle is wild. Honestly, I think the biggest problem is OD3 because it snouts the motor way out. What if we go? Give me another one. That'll do. Yeah, Stumpy would do it. Stumpy would absolutely clear. Stumpy would be more than enough to move the weight of this thing, too. Yeah, I'm going to have to try sliding it back. Here's what I think the problem is. You can kind of see, well, you can definitely see, based on where the output is, because the OD3, this is a much bigger motor. Is it? Not much bigger. It is a little bit longer. But based on where the front of the output is, this motor is way further out because it's got this little added bit. So I think yeah, I mean it might be even simpler still. The drive shaft just clears that. Do those holes line up? They kind of do. Have to do a little grinding on it, I think. I now regret attaching that rear part. The rear axle is not helping. Okay, we're going to have to drill another hole in the skid no matter what. Yeah. Oh, I see what it is. That almost clears. Like I said, the warning was out that the whole thing was going to be a fiasco, and it is. So this needs angled the other way, dummy, not this way. Didn't get it quite right. Yeah, this might clear. This might clear. This gearbox just sits down too low. It's way down too low. This one's got a lot more lift on it. Might not have to trim it as much as I thought. These are never easy. This is what you get for trifling with stuff that approximates a small size. That might do. I thought it was going to have to get twisted more than that. I don't know if the deluxe drive shafts are going to be any smaller than this one. This thing is right small. But I do know we're going to have to make the links again, because this is a 50. This might be shorter than a 50. That's a 50 millimeter drive shaft.
I definitely don't have anything shorter than a 50. At least not that won't fall apart under extension. And then the next one I have is an Injora, and it is a 60. So yeah, 50 is as short as I can possibly go. And with that link, which we know to be about a 68, we are like 40. So I need the fronts to be 10 millimeters longer and the rears to be 10 millimeters shorter. This is fine. This is fine. I don't have a problem with this. So we need them to be 80s or thereabouts. I've built to many things before, and today we get to build to a drive shaft. This is even smaller than the Sand Scorcher. Minis just need to have a body that's like that big. So the goal is this thing, all carved up, of course. Because he doesn't know it yet, but he's got a job. What are these eye to eye? I think we can get through without too much struggle. This is, oh, these are only 66. So I need about a 76. Cut to lengths don't really want to go shorter than 68. That's about the shortest they will comfortably go. And then if you have a lot of drive shaft angle change through the swing, they fall apart because they don't have as much engagement. So we're going to do everything moving forward. So this is 66. We need to be between 76 and 80. Moving forward, we're doing everything based on this Rhino super short 50 millimeter drive shaft. All choices from here forward are based on that. So these are 30s. So a 35 would likely not be quite big enough. That's a 42. That's too long. That's a 38. Well, let's see. Let's mock it up. That goes there. That goes there. That goes there. 76. Find a second one, if you dare. Ah, that old chestnut. Finding two of the same thing. No way. No way. Honestly, I wouldn't have believed it either. What are you doing working on a small truck? I need a guy to test mini tires, like 425s. So this is that guy. Don't go quite, don't go all the way down. Want to leave just a little bit, because I think we need to be at least 76. Let's go right there. Let's go right there. Pop a hollow ball in it. Let's see what we got.
Well, here's the thing, Mr. Jordan. How else do we test this? What do we test these on? These are, for those who can't judge, 36 millimeters wide, maybe, including the side lug. The carcass on this tire is about 34 millimeters wide. So what am I going to test those on? And what am I going to test the FYR? And what am I going to test, properly test the Boss? And the, like, you know, they're beautiful for class 1.5. But I want something to push them. Because this is my fear. My fear is that I build these things. My fear is that we're getting tires that are past the capability of the vehicles they're being put on. So I want to build a vehicle that's just that much more, can do that much more. So I have no proper goal weight, but I wouldn't be upset if this thing came in around sub 4 pounds. Sub 4 pounds would be great. Oh, Lordy. Let's see. How close did we get? So I needed 76. I got 76 and a half. If it's that way, it means this one's longer. This might be the easiest. Okay. I don't know where these came from. I don't know what these came off of. Somebody find me like 400 of these in all different lengths. They're basically little mini clones of how Axial used to do it. These are turnbuckles that use the hole in the middle. I think they're acceptable at this length. I don't think that we're going to bend these. That's not going to be an immediate risk. So they can get away with the hole in the middle. Now, when you start to get to like, I don't know, Capra lengths, yeah, you can absolutely bend those things. I've certainly bent my fair share of Axial with the hole in them. My Mini is 1632, 6535. We'll see where we get. I will stand by my usual stand, which is, I think the most important part is sprung to unsprung, and as like there's no plastic. There's no plastic. These 4 rod ends, that's all the plastic. It's just metal. So the weight should be appropriately chunky and the weight should be appropriately low. I have no idea how it's going to do. It's a learning process. And I'm doing the same thing I always do, which is I've never built a monster truck, and I just built that. And I've never built one of these, so now I'm building one of these too. We're just going to keep building things that I haven't built before. Maybe this will alleviate people saying, all you do is you take a chassis and you put a fusion in it. So we're doing something else. We're doing something different. It's perfect. It's perfect. Now I want to say these drive shafts are Traxxas pins. I think they're little Traxxas like pins. Let's get 2 of these so it can fall apart all over again. Already dropped one. Definitely going to need some spacers on the back of that diff. That's only got 5 millimeters of fore to aft clay on it. Where'd the other drive shaft pin go? Outrunner eat it?
Outrunner ate it. Always look at the motor first. And when, speaking of, when building the reactor with 2 big blocks under it, anytime a fastener went missing, I knew exactly where to look. Because I knew exactly where to be hiding. Stuck to the bottom of the motor. What's a good 50 to 60 millimeter drive shaft? I don't know if there's such a thing. I know this Rhino one that you have to buy in a 3-pack. It's for either the UA1 or the W1. It comes in a 3-pack with 2 of these super shorties. I think the way I'll do this, yeah, because it's touching right there. The way I'll do this is I'll build a plate. I'm just going to make a plate. So it's going to raise it up a little and it's going to clock it. And it being raised up a little bit will drop. Because right now, if I can hold this thing up, the drive shaft is coming right across the fattest part of the motor. So if I raise that thing up about 8 millimeters, it'll be down under the lower part of the motor, because at that amount of angle, it's just making contact. So if that's raised up and clicked over just a little bit, I think we'll be absolutely fine. Now, of course, our wheelbase is far too long, although our wheelbase would be like nearly perfect sand scorcher wheelbase. Like if you want to do a sand scorcher, ploop, go right down over this. I'm not being crazy. I'm not saying this is the way to do it. I'm saying you could. I don't know what that drive shaft is from. Too long. Too long. Yes. At least so we can set some stuff. Oh, it's going to be 10 millimeters shorter, huh? We should do that first. So, we need to remove basically 12 millimeters from this wheelbase. Okay. 12 millimeters it is. Now, we were way skid forward before. We won't be quite as skid forward now, but we have a drive shaft that is cooperative, and we can clock that gearbox enough that it's not going to fight us every step of the way for its entire life. So I will take it. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. More links to take apart. So a new testing protocol, new different obstacles. Let's just say my back is aching because yesterday I did the first round. I had to go buy cat food. And on the way back from getting cat food, I thought, well, we don't want to waste a trip and do just one thing while we're out of the house. Hey, watch this. I'm going to actually measure this one before I take it apart. Almost buffooned it. I stopped at the Lowe's. I bought 4 bags of mortar mix, and I did the first round of repairs on Hannah Montana. This is 119. We need 107. 107. This rig is going through a series of names. Lord knows where it's going to end up. I was thinking lowly, but then somebody said it's not a Mickey, it's not a Minnie, so it must be a Mickey, and I kind of loved that. That's kind of great. We need a 70. Okay, so I found one. Boy, we've heard this song before. Why does it have to be this way? Why must it be like this? Just give me two links that are the same style. Just the same style. That's all I'm asking. And now, I've confuddled a bunch of them together. How do I have so many links that I have one of them? I just saw it. Ah! I snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. I thought I saw two of the same thing. That's close enough. That is close enough. I'm not shortening anything until this thing has 8 links on it. When we go to mount shocks, we will have discussions about shortening any rails or anything else. This is only the... So we've done the lowers twice now. And that's honestly less Link Olympics than I thought we'd be at. My local shop had 3 KC10s in stock. Seemed excessive. I mean, I really am kind of fixating on it's not a mini, it's a Mickey. That's pretty good. As long as the wheelbase is close. It's close enough for canyon rules, that's for sure. Let's see what we got. Future me will get to take a bunch of links apart. Anyone who's ever done this themselves, if you've tried to make your own thing, just joyous, isn't it? Like, it generally gets to a point where even when you're done, you don't feel a sense of accomplishment. You just feel like it's over. You're just like, well, I don't have to do that anymore. 112. Didn't I say 107? Didn't I measure it 107? How are they 112 now? Did I get the links confused? No. Because that's a full 5 millimeters too long. I can do that math. There's math I can do. Those are 80s. Which means these are... That's like just under 75. We needed 12 and that's 7. That's exactly 5. So what we need is 70 high clearance. And there's one. And I can't find another one. So I believe the ones that are on there are 75s that fell out of the 75 drawer into the 70 side. And I just happened to find 2 of them. That's 75. 75. 75. Okay, so far these are all 75. I have found precisely 170. I'm going to have to make my own links, aren't I? Yep. I have, apparently, somewhere around here, something has the other one of these Injora marked as 91 millimeter. Because obviously it would have come in a pair. Maybe somebody's got a bent, has an angly penhard bar. This is the exact length that I need. There's our 5 millimeters right there. So it's close enough. How much is the new Talion in Canada? Oof. $829 here, so in Canada, I would guess it's a lot. A whole lot. Italian is a vehicle that has a 0% chance of me ever buying one. When I saw it, I said, yep, that's a thing that exists. Oh, am I sure that I need another one of those? No. I think I need another one of those. Now, I don't have high clearance in any of the lengths that I need for the rear of this. I don't have 70. Well, I do. I might have 265s. Nope, they're different lengths. And the Element is a 75. The thing is, I have so many. I have 160. I have 155. I have 165, and I... Is it still here? I just found the other one in a completely different drawer. All you needed to do was start to screw it back together. I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. We're doing a real woo-sha right now. Real woo-sha. I've put these links together so many times. I'm probably going to have to change the rod ends at some point so they don't pull apart. This one's still good and tight. This one's still good. This wasn't even the Link Olympic part that got me. This was the fact that I looked through that drawer multiple times, went back, and there it was. The best part of it all, if we had to pick a best part, I can't remember ever buying Injora links. Those are them. They say, and they have Injora written right on the side. Please don't be reverse threaded. Oh, good. Stephen Turner with the 20? We gotta do something for Mr. Turner. We gotta do something. We gotta build him something. What do you want? Like, do you want a Rhino? Do you want a UA1? I'll send it to you. I was looking at it, and we're evaluating Sparks of Joy. Hugo! Oh, he got a gift membership. Maybe he'll get a notification and he'll show back up. I don't know. We got to give him something. Yeah, I've driven that UA1 like 4 times. I'm waiting for the and honestly, it's what I should be using to test things like rock bumps, honestly. Maybe if I view it like that, my perspective will change. No, I'm just gonna lose my mind. Hey, Miata Commuter! We're on fire today, guys. We're on fire today. Yeah, I think Hugo's out adulting, much as we would all try to avoid such behaviors. But I know for something adjacent to a fact, there are plenty of people on here that are supposed to be working right now, or are working right now. You can do both. He can do both. Do they not have Wi-Fi at the L'Oreal? Okay. Now, if this isn't 9 inches, this is the wheelbase that it is. 9 inches. It's actually a hair under 9 inches. Probably somewhere around 229. If we did one thing today, they pronounce it Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi? If we did one thing today, if we can take one thing home with us, by gum, we got the wheelbase. I'm gonna have to order a drive shaft, or black one in the front, Technicolor in the back. As adults, we're all supposed to be doing something, but we prefer this. Yes. I don't see anything objectively wrong with that statement. I mean, at least if I have one, yeah. So that is the length. I probably don't want to leave a Technicolor one on there. Thank you, Mr. Hurley, for shooting the one. That is probably not. I don't want to have the Rhino in the front and a oil slick in the back. But that is the length. That is the perfect length. Yes. So we're good. Can we, in the amount of time we have on this earth, do we think we can get some upper links? Fabricado. Okay, the way this is angled, the rears can go to the inside of the chassis. It's going to make no difference whatsoever. And we're looking at $100. I'm going to say like 102. About 102. And I think this is a spot for Element, because they're pretty tight together at the top. We'll say 102, thereabouts, which is a straight link of 55. We got a whole bunch of those. Hell yeah. Sometimes the universe forgets to keep its eye so close to me. And then I get away with stuff. Something will actually work. I mean, I know where all the holes in my... I should just put in an order. I should make an order. When I get paid, what I should do is try to remember that I need a bunch of link sizes to fill up the link sizes that I don't have. Probably going to run short on stainless hardware as well. I was working on Miata Commuter's KC10 this morning. Obviously, the first part of the quick view is already recorded. Yeah, I do need to whiteboard it. The to-do side of the whiteboard gets scrubbed out every once in a while because the focus is usually on the schedule side of the whiteboard. If I can keep the schedule orienteered, I feel like I'm doing something. But I know what we're doing next week. I have parts in transit currently, and those who saw Wheelin' Wednesday know. I should why would I ever have thought? What would compel me to think that the wife wasn't going to want a 2-speed? Okay, that's 100. We need to be about 3 millimeters longer. Just under 100. Yeah, Miata Commuter has already sent in some money for DRTRification, but little do they know whether they sent money or not. I was going to do it. I was doing it anyway. So, you're getting everything that I sent with it, and there's nothing you can do about it. It should be ready to head on its way probably next week. Probably Monday, Tuesday. Turista's 9 is going home probably Monday. And the test tires that are going to, why do I want to say Carpinteria? Is that a place? Is Carpinteria a real thing? It sounds super fake when I overemphasize the syllables that way. Carpinteria. There's a set of tires. I think they're going to Carpinteria. Mr. Hurley pays $2,000 a month in child support. Okay. I feel like some kind of a judge didn't like you because, Mr. Hurley, you're a mechanic, right? You don't work on Rolls Royces and stuff, right? $2,000 is a lot of. How many kids did you make, Mr.? Are there 5 kids somewhere? I have 2 adult children that live in my house, and they don't cost $2,000 a month to keep alive. Oh man, they got you good. $2,000? Does she live in California? Holy crap. YouTube, I'm doing it wrong. I need to get knocked up and then be like, he a deadbeat dad, and I need to take that money. $2,000 for one kid is crazy. I don't think I was spending $2,000 a month when I was raising my kids. And I don't think he agreed to pay it is super accurate. Oh, okay. He was making money then. That makes more sense. There's always the rest of the story. What's up, everyone? What's up? We're struggling.
I am the master and commander of the struggle bus. I have 2 and pay less than $1,000 a month, but their mom and I get along, so I also help. If you're not making as much now, why not go back to court? Yeah. 7.5s. 7.5s. I've just, you know what I did? I assumed. I made an assumption. It's a fault that I have. I assume a lot of things. I'm like, I assume people will understand what I'm saying when I say this. I'm assuming people have a background in this or that when, you know, it's never been established. Any use for Tamiya cars? I've owned a bunch of Tamiya cars in my life. I think the current number of Tamiyas in stock here is at or around 0. I don't think I have. I don't think there's any Tamiyas here. And don't think that I don't see like Riris and stuff. And I don't think, oh man, I should maybe get me one of those. And then my brain is like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You won't use it. Every once in a while, about once a fortnight, somebody's like, you need to build a CCO2 rock crawler. Meanwhile, I don't know how many times I've heard somebody say, terrible, absolutely terrible. Don't do it to yourself. Which kind of makes me want to do it to myself. I can't get in front of a different judge, small town problems. Flee. Just flee. Go full scofflaw. That's rough business, man. That's rough business. We're going to be 14s or 16s, and just for sake of sanity, let's go. Okay, let's just... Now I'm really wishing that I didn't have as much of this bolted together as I do. We'll have almost built something today. Don't have kids, they'll cost you. Can I bring you a Turista? Would that be okay? 100%. 100%. It's no above 100% because there's no shipping costs involved. You don't have to ship it to me. I don't have to ship it back to you. Those are the absolute best kind of Turistas that there are because we all save a bunch of money and we don't have to send it to the United States Postal Service or UPS. Shipping charges are honestly just insane. How close did I get? Aw, dang. Aw, dang. We're doing it. Something just... something... it's like fabric softener or... I don't know to what detail we've related this. So my wife was a child of eczema. And which name have you never seen, Mr. Hurley? My wife was a child of eczema, and she can't handle perfumes, scented creams, any of that. So what she's done to me and our children is made us like incredibly susceptible to like smells now, because in the house she does not wear perfume. She doesn't use all the lotions are unscented, all of that. No fabric softener sheets, none of that. So we're just not used to smelling things. So when we walk into the front door of the Macy's, it's like getting the scent punch right in the face. So when somebody's using the full Tide Pods, not the free and clears like we use, and then they're putting the Downy in there and then the fabric softener sheets on top of that, when I walk past their house and the dryer vent blows at me, I'm like,
somebody fired up some fabric softener shit. Like, my eyes are fully watering right now. That's what she's now made me susceptible to scents. My girlfriend has no sense of smell or taste. That's crazy. The Dollar General will make you puke. $78 Canadian from British Columbia to you via UPS. I don't expect you to cover the return costs. 78 Canadian is not actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. Because when I've sent things to Canada, you know the default Amazon box, 9x6x4. Sending one of those to Canada cost me like $40, and I was aghast. I'll have to catch y'all next week. Till everyone have a great weekend. Gonna go meet. Oh man, bowling, margarita, and tacos. That sounds fantastic. Except for the margarita part, I wouldn't have a margarita, but I would eat extra tacos to make up. Point him out, Mr. C. Oh, Spectre of V3I said, hello. And Mr. Hurley said, there's a name I've never seen on here. And he's a member. Could have been gifted. Could have been gifted. I mean, it wouldn't be out of the question. Mr. Turner has made like 150 members today. Damn, I need to go bowling. I haven't been bowling since we were in Laughlin. I could have gone a little bit longer on that upper. I could have gone a little bit longer. But I wisely chose Traxxas, just the 4 mils off of a TRX4, so I can length those out. I can lengthen those out. Yeah, probably right about like that. Yeah. I'm going to use a piece of Delrin, and I'm going to cut it and trim it and do what have you. And I'm going to put the gearbox at right about that angle right there. Why does... Oh, because it's closer to the light. I was like, why does this see so much more light? Because it's much closer to the light. So it's going to be angled right about like that. We should... And because, see right there? Link, just tapping it. That's just tapping it because it's way down there. The motor's real low. So I want to raise it about 1/4 inch. Like 7 millimeters. 205 average. Pinky's out, everybody. In league play, look at a little baby. He's like a little baby. Look how big. Look how big it is. You can't judge the scale. And then it goes... It's just a little baby. It's just a baby. So the upper links are obviously going to have to go to the outside of the chassis. They go to the outside of the chassis in the photos. And I'm just going to use high clearance. Would 1.3 tires be the real scale tires for that size instead of 1.9 or a 2.2? Well, not really. Because think about it. We have a 9-inch wheelbase. If that was 10th scale, that would be a 90-inch wheelbase, which would make it like the Defender is a D90 and the 90 is a 90-inch wheelbase. So this is still basically 10th scale. The issue is that all of these other things that we have, the issue is that this isn't really 10th scale. It's most of them are closer to 1/9 scale, right? Because think, this is sold as a 1/10 scale, but a Trailfinder 2 is also 10 scale. So yeah, like a 155. 155s would look good on a Sand Scorcher, yeah. So a 155 would be scale. But this is genuinely not nearly as bad as I was anticipating. So it is not... Oh, this is very sticky. I'll do it this way. This is not as arduous as I was preparing myself for. I thought this was going to be worse. Is the man from Oklahoma still here?
What is he running shock wise? Like 80s? 70s? Please say 80s. Wait, what's an 80 fully collapsed? Of course. Of course. What do I grab out of the drawer? An S8E. Is it all wet on the outside? Of course it is. All right. Oh, these, I'm telling you though, they're smooth. They're smooth as all get out. They will slick you up. Okay, so given we are at 63. Yeah, I'm gonna say 63 collapsed. So if this is effectively full compression right here. Oh yeah. Yeah, you realize, yeah, we're not using any of this back here. The front won't be nearly as bad. No, the front is 80s right there. Bang. Now, I wonder how much will that lengthen the wheelbase? I'm so happy that I got it to 229, but now I'm thinking 80 eye to eye. Okay. Yeah. 80s would be great because 80s I have lots. I have multiple 80s. And I can rebuild a set of these S80s to not leak. Nope, I got my shocks. I got my shocks, guys. I got my shocks. I just had to dig a little deeper in the bins. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because what I have are 80 dravs, okay? Drav 80s. But, because what does that collapse to? I think they act a little long because of their ends. No, same 63, but wait over there. Wait right there. Wait till I come back. On a lark, one of my most recent orders, little baggie from Deluxe, we've got, we've got the Ultra Low Pro caps. Yeah. That will take these down to, well, let's see how many millimeters that shaves off. 10. 10. So that cap will take those all the way down to there. We're in business. We're in business. And if I have to run a mixed, I also have regular silver caps. How many bugs do you have? And have you ever owned the real thing? I have never had a VW Beetle. My grandfather famously said that the Volkswagen Beetle was Hitler's revenge on us for World War II. Growing up, a lot of dudes in the neighborhood had VWs. I have never owned one. There are 0 in service. I want to say that an inbound Turista is fitted with a bug body. I do have a sand scorcher that I will eventually put on something. I will fit it to something at some point. It's going to happen. Consider it an inevitability. But yeah, I was just saying in the Discord that, I mean, I drive a Subaru, man. The car, as a Californian, is like the single most expensive thing in my life. It doesn't cost as much as Mr. Hurley's child support payments, but it is very expensive. And if I didn't need a car to live, this would be even more ridiculous. There'd be even more. The car is, after insurance and everything, you know, it's over. This is California. It's over $1,000 a month. After maintenance and registration, everything's all figured in. It's $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month going into this nonsense. There'd be so many. This building would already be twice the size. And there'd probably be twice as many in here. And I'd be giving away even more than I'm giving away now. Because then there'd be nothing to stop me from building them. I would just keep building them. I'd build so many. I don't know what happened to those clips. I'm trying to clean up a little. It was so clean in here. Haven't owned my own car since 2017, company car. Are any of those SADs going to be in the giveaway box? How am I getting somewhere to build? What's an SAD? Done 3 convertible conversions on real bugs back in the day. Never again. No, now he just cuts FJ40s in half and glues them back together, which is equally loony. What's a sand scorcher? It's a VW bug made by Tamiya, and it's about this wheelbase right here. Like, if I can, I'm doing the mental database check. If I can remember what box it's in. I know it's over here. Oh. So it's like, it's a proper bug. And because it's so small, it's like correctly proportioned. It has the whole front part with the grill and everything. It's scale, right? So, like, it's dead on. The axles are. So if you have a 9-inch wheelbase, the thing is, you could only be using about a little tire, a real little guy. Will we ever see Bruce again? Bruce was on Wheelin' Wednesday 2 weeks ago. 12th scale, I think the Scorcher is. I don't know what they call it, but I mean, there's the axle and there's the axle. So actually 9-inch may be a hair short. You'd probably be about 9.5 on this. But, I mean, now that I've seen it, I had no idea how expensive kids were until I went to put them on my car insurance. I laugh at $1,000. $765 a month is what auto insurance is right now. Like $9,000 a year. But there's only one kid on the insurance. So if both of the kids were on the insurance, yeah, it'd probably be like, maybe we'd be over 1,000 for sure. Drafts with offset caps, man. Can't go wrong. Cannot go wrong. I think the 80 axles are going to be the correct width. I've got an assortment in here. If I can figure out which drawer they're in. I'll just keep opening drawers. There we go. So I got 1.9s, and that's a normal hub on there. If I put a 6mm hub on there, it's gonna pull these right in, and I'll be right down. Scorchers are 9.5-inch wheelbase. There you go. My car insurance in Canada is $1,000 for the whole year. Oh my God. That doesn't, and I have 2.2 as well. I have a set of 2.2s. And the 2.2s are the old style. A little chippy on the the spokes. They're the old style that use the little pipes to connect them together, so these don't weigh nothing. So we'll be able to test all of the things. That's the goal, to test all of the things. And getting to put drabs on there feels real good. Feels nice. Feels good, man. I'm gonna satisfy a curiosity in my last few minutes on Earth. Is this feasible? Is this possible? Is this doable? I mean, obviously, if I took the clamp off, yeah, I would have to. To bolt the link to the inside, it will clear, but the truss is in the way. Oh, it's just 2 bolts. I ain't drilling no holes. I ain't cutting nothing until the links are finalized. Stuff is done. More work that way or more work that way? Now we'll just do it this way. Yeah. We're gonna do it this way. We'll nothing we're doing is final. How could it be? It can't be final because we don't know what we're doing. I've never known what we're doing before. Why start now? Because the one thing that I have to take into a little bit of account is I have to work on this. Not just work with it, I have to work on it. And test rigs break a lot. I often think that there might not be a vehicle out there that has been self-righted as many times as Baseline has. Somehow he's still in his stock universals. I don't know how he hasn't just completely disassembled one at this point. Wolverine, I think, breaks the most stuff. I'm hoping that this guy being smaller, lighter, is going to break less stuff. But then we're going to put him into situations where he can get his new sticky J-Concepts tires bound up. Then we'll be breaking stuff just like we do with everybody else. Okay, see, if we bolt these from the outside, nothing is permanent. If we bolt these from the outside, what I will do is put these screws in. This was a proof of concept. Yeah, it's fine. Beep, beep, beep. I'll just put long screws, and then the shocks will go on, and then I'll put them on with a nut. My insurance a year, $3,200 a year. $3,200 a year. I'm paying $700 a month. We're paying like $9,000 a year for insurance. The only cheap thing in Cali is the drugs. That is correct. Could you make a video on how to properly set up the servos on a VFD twin with an RC6 GSV3? Yeah, I could actually. That's not that bad. That's not that bad. And if you're lucky and your servos will cooperate on a daily basis, you can even get it to where you can set it up to have neutral, so where you can put both front and rear axles in neutral, and then you can flip the switches and go rear, rear, rear. Yeah, it's not too bad. I've set up more than my fair share of VFD twins. But yes, these can absolutely. So now, that's really close. But these uppers could be a couple millimeters longer. We're 102. We could go to like a 105. And then I am going to, wisely, and rarely am I wise, but I am going to make the plate first. And then I will deal with the front uppers. because I don't know what's going to go on with that. And also these axles, because there's this little clampy bit on here. The little clampy bit removes all. What is that part? Okay. So there's a little part on here where there's a bolt there. We got to go to 2 again. So there's a bolt right here, and then see this metal piece? It wraps around and it's sandwiched in between the link mount and the tube. That little piece makes it so that the axle has like 0 caster. Like this axle is not the tube is not rotated because of that. Why do I need that piece? I think I'm just going to take those off. I think I'm going to take those off and then clock these so I can put some, not too much. Because the steering looks great in the front, but I'm going to clock it a little bit because we need some caster would be nice. And then I will make that adapter plate that will allow me to raise that and clock it like that. It'll be clocked just about like that. And then we'll be able to do a thing. And I'm going to have to try to do that tomorrow. Looks like I got a full day tomorrow because, can you put that back on after clocking the axle? I don't know. Oh, well, there's a reason that these are on here and not Mia's. Pin to pin, these are like 172 millimeters or something like that. So it's like 15 millimeters narrower than your typical axle. And they make one even narrower. And not just that, like 172 on a portal. So they're like 180 to the outside of the hexes. I'm surprised. Don't boom axles usually have hexes with them? I'm honestly kind of surprised. And I got to install these too. I'm honestly kind of surprised there was no hexes. So it's going to, you know what? It's going to happen. Because if I run that through, yeah, 80s will be just fine. Just like that. And then the front is just about right as it is. Because that would be right about like that. Yep. So I'll probably end up cutting off both of those loops unless in the front I use one of those loops to put they use the body mount that has the little spinny friend on it. Unless I decide to put that all the way at the front, depending on when this is cut, where the body ends. Because the servo's all the way in front of the body, right? Like the body doesn't come anywhere near the servo. They're usually like something like that, right? Does that seem right? I don't know what I'm doing. Angled, skid, chassis, or flat. It's angled a little. It's not angled a lot. Because that, yeah, like 10 degrees, 8, 9, 10 degrees, something like that. Not a lot. I want to sit right about there. Yeah, we're going to have to, it's going to be a fun trip of going through shock springs and pistons and oil and all that stuff. I mean, we'll get to that. That's 15 degrees? I mean, it doesn't look like it, but I'm not here to argue with you. It absolutely could be. I wouldn't know one way or the other. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow I can get into the hack and the bodge of this, trying to get it to put together, get the spacers on, get drive shafts to fit, order that length in black. Yeah, I do not have anything that short. We built around the front one. Like even if I had a silver one that was the right length for the back, I would just use that. But man, that thing is short. I don't have anything that short. No, I really don't. All right, I'll get that ordered. We'll get it running. Well, how come you're not using UTB 18 axles? Because this is all 10th scale stuff. No 4mm outputs, no tiny little axle tubes, none of that stuff. This is all 10th scale. It just happens to be, very short. So, did we make it? Did we make it to the end? I feel like we made it. Somehow we made it. We will, we'll get it done, Is this the Amazon Deluxe Lunatic Clone Chassis? Yes, it is. But I could only find it on AliExpress where it was under $30. Is that another one? Do I have two of the same length? No. This one's slightly longer. All right. You know what? I feel like we've done it. I feel like we did it. We've almost made 400,000 frames, and we've dropped 358 through the whole thing. So you know what? That's doing pretty good. Camera 2. Say goodbye, camera 2. We're gonna doop. Okay, we're back over here. I never got used to it. I never got used to it. Here it is right here. I was looking for an option because the cable wasn't long enough to reach anywhere else. And here's how we got there. Unacceptable. We will not. I do like that overhead. I like how I can just hold things up. Maybe higher with zoom. Like zoom it in. Use the other camera and zoom it in so we can be like right here and I can show you things straight up. It's possible. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Somebody will come along and figure it out. Thanks so much. Thanks to everyone that was here. Thanks to all of the folks who contributed their time and their money and everything else. Being here, keeping the saw, maybe just a camera over your left shoulder. Yeah, see, that's the problem. It's just wide open out that way. There's nowhere, there's nothing above me to put a camera over there. There's nothing over there. That's the way out. So this is what I'm constantly working around. And finding cables that will actually allow the iPhones to work. Did Mickey Mouse just put in an appearance? Was Mickey Mouse here? Did I miss something? All right. I try not to leave too much of a mess. We're going to leave that amount of mess right there. Because I put on the whiteboard that we're testing Class 2 2.2 ruptures on Monday. So I have to have this ready to run by Monday. Because that means that I could very well film the ghost ride of this and then while he's still unpainted, immediately fit tires for him and put him to work. Imagine being born only to labor. That's what this guy is. Born to labor. But, I mean, it's fairly common. Baseline, born to labor. Wolverine, born to labor. He's in good company. Mickey, his name will probably be Mickey. Mickey is in good company. The rigs around here that were born to labor are all absolutely solid performers. We'll try to keep it together a little bit. It's just a little too short. All right. All right. Oh, wait. Just a little bit more. That's enough. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to figure out where I'm going to put that speed control. Somewhere. It'll go in there somewhere. It's going to sit right here and wait for me. So there was a video that was supposed to be live in about 20 minutes, but it was apparently live an hour and 40 minutes ago. So what I want to see is like a bump in the viewership after this is over, because then people will be like, why would that guy have a video go live while he's live streaming? Well,
It's because he's an idiot. That's why. I have an even better idea. This guy still has a bin. Only now he can fit his whole personage in the bin. Goes like that. Goes like that. Receiver goes there. Now I can't lose anything. I've already lost my mind. I put away 70% of the stuff that I took out. We're going to categorize that as a qualified victory. Going to white. Somehow, we made it. We made it, everybody. You made it. I made it. We made it. We got so much farther on building that thing. I'm still kind of taken aback by it. I still kind of can't believe it. How did that happen? So, I will see you all in the next one. And all of the usual things. Man, I need to get a coffee drink. I'm going to go get one of those right about now. I wonder if this glows in the dark. That looks like glow in the dark, doesn't it? Does this glow in the dark? I hope it does. I can't tell. I don't think it does. Be even better if it glowed in the dark. Double spin! Double spin.